sometimes I just got lost in my own diaries, but useful, really helpful in taking me back to places and reminding me of what was happening and the colour, the smells, the locations, and how I felt, which is really probably what I'm trying to achieve with this book, is to not just tell you what I did, but maybe how I felt and what was happening at the time, what was happening in the background, and hopefully exposes a little bit more of me. You see a one-dimensional me, I think, on television, but how I feel and what I'm thinking is probably what the book. And I arrived in the city and I thought, well, I really should get a job. And I'd come with my husband and he had a job. So I turned up and thought, well, okay, what am I going to do here? And so I applied. I applied for every job going, and I applied to Ita, who is the editor of the Women's Weekly at the time. And I just said no. I was rejected by Ita, and quite right, I might add. I was a kid from the country, and whilst I was as nervous as hell, I didn't have that confidence at all. I also was naive enough to think, well, why not? Give it a shot. Even though I didn't expect to be hired. I did feel frightened a couple of times. One was when we were doing a story on emerald mines in Colombia, and it was the Wild West. It was like we'd hit the scene of a crazy movie. And at night time, basically, they were shooting it up, a couple of drinks, and everybody was shooting at each other. I was scared then. One of my most bizarre moments is sitting in a pink eagle on a mountain in Afghanistan with a warlord, sipping tea. Well, I think it was tea. I'm not sure it was tea. But never in a million years would I expect to do that. And I think that was the beauty of my job. I was never a tourist. I was a participant in world events. My dad's death opened up a terrible wound, and it was, for many others, this terrible wound of appalling health services. And there I was in the middle of it, sitting and standing at my father's bedside, thinking, I can't look away. So I had to tell it. One of the things I learned was, in all my years of working and travel and just life experience, the place I felt safest and the place I was loved most was at my own home, my parents, my mum and dad, my siblings. And no matter where I was in the world or what I was doing, home was where I felt most comfortable. That's where I restored my soul. That's where I had to go to recover sometimes from some brutal moments in my life. My parents were the people who kept me together sometimes, but also I see that I was blessed because I had such amazing parents, really basic country people who understood really what was important. And that's what happened to me throughout my life. I would keep coming back to mum and dad, and that's my life, really. Just come along with me. Come along this journey. Hopefully you'll have a laugh. Hopefully you'll realise I'm as fallible as the next person. Hopefully you'll, see how I did it, and hopefully you'll come away thinking, well, I know her a little bit more, but also I reckon, it's okay for me too to, say yes. Say yes to what you think sometimes you can't say yes to, and that is to, build a dream and make it happen.